Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome back. I'm Fuzz, and today I'm going to be going over some of the new 4K movie releases that are going to be coming out over the next few months. We'll be using Blu-ray.com to kind of take a look at the 4K landscape. I'll let you know which titles I'm interested in, which titles I've pre-ordered for my own collection, as well as other titles that I think might be of interest to some of you. So this will kind of be like my most anticipated upcoming 4K movie releases of the 2025 fall season. Now, keep in mind, my goal here is not to cover every type of movie that's coming to 4K over the next few months. No, I try to keep things aligned with the channel niche, which is basically older catalog movies and genre films of the action, sci-fi, and horror variety. And you will notice some titles come across the screen here that I won't necessarily have a whole lot to say about, either because I'm just unfamiliar with the movies or I've never seen them. So if I happen to gloss over any titles that you think I might be interested in, or that otherwise would fit in with the type of movies I usually talk about on this channel, then by all means, feel free to drop me a comment down below and share your thoughts. All right, so let's just get right into it and rock this. Okay, so let's head on over to Blu-ray.com here and take a look at what we've got here. And of course, first thing we see is a big ad. Pardon the ads. I'll try to X out of them whenever I can, but let's scroll down here. And I will share this specific link that I'm using in the description below. It's in the description if you guys want to bring this up on your computer or your phone or whatever. But okay, so I've got 4K selected here, as you can see, and I've got the month of September selected here. And then we can move to October or November from there. But let's take a look at the week of September 2nd, which is this week. And really the only thing that I picked up from this week is Lost in Space. I did check out Lost in Space from Arrow Video. And, you know, to be honest, it was okay. I was thinking about doing a 4K review of it, but I'm not sure if that's something I even want to do at this point or not. I mean, I'm sure the restoration was about as good as it could possibly be expected for this film. But the movie itself just wasn't that great. It was kind of mid, right, as they say these days. Yeah, I was hoping I would enjoy the movie more than I did. And I hadn't seen the movie in like 25 years, and I'd only seen it like once. So I was a big fan of Lost in Space when I was a kid. So I was hoping I would, I didn't remember the movie very well, so I wasn't sure if I would be that into it or not, but I thought I'd take a chance anyway. And yeah, it was okay. I mean, it's got William Hurt in it. I'm a big William Hurt fan, and that's, part of the reason I picked it up. But yeah, I can understand now why I don't remember the movie that well. It just wasn't that great of a movie. It was mildly entertaining, but yeah, it's probably like a 5 out of 10. It's just not a great film. But, the Arrow release is a nice looking release. It's not a chunky box. It is it's just a slip-covered edition. So yeah, Lost in Space, I did pick that one up and, maybe have a little tiny bit of buyer's remorse. I don't know if that's the best thing to say about an Arrow Video release, the week that it comes out. But yeah, this may end up being a movie that I regret adding to my collection later on down the line. So I don't know, whatever. That's how it goes sometimes with collecting, isn't it? All right, let's see what else we got here for this week. The Two Jakes, you know what? I've heard of the movie, but I don't really know anything about it, and I'm not the biggest Jack Nicholson fan, so I don't really care about this one. If I'm missing something really brilliant, by all means, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I don't really care about The Two Jakes. And Salvador, I've never seen this one. I am a pretty big James Woods fan, so I may pick this one up eventually. It's not a real high priority for me, but yeah, just to add to my James Woods collection at some point, I might pick this one up. And then it looks like they have reissued this Superman Steelbook box set of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. And I think I read somewhere that there are a few things that are different about this reissue, that they maybe corrected a couple things, and maybe, I don't know if the audio mix is new or what. I can't remember what it was that I read about this, but I think there might be a few minor corrections, like a minor addition or two to this set. But I just got the regular standard edition set of all the Christopher Reeve movies on 4K. I almost bought this at one point when it first came out, a couple years ago or a year and a half ago, whenever it was. And, I even had it pre-ordered at one point, but I ultimately chose not to go through with it. And I decided to just wait and get the standard edition set on sale at some point later on down the line. And that's exactly what I did. So it appears this Steelbook collection is available again for any Christopher Reeve Superman fans who want to add it to their collections. So let's get out of that and move on to our next week here, September 9th, next week. And the big one for me that week is Ballerina here. I just ordered the standard edition of Ballerina. I did not order the Steelbook, but it looks like there are two different Steelbooks. You got this Steelbook here, and then this is a Walmart exclusive Steelbook. And so here is the, let's take a look at the standard edition. This is what I ordered. And, I didn't need anything fancy for this film. All of the John Wick movies, I have all the John Wick movies in just standard edition. I'm kind of waiting for a larger Steelbook collection set at some point once they finish making the John Wick movies. I don't know if they're going to make one more and call it a day or what, but I'm kind of holding out for the Steelbook collection box set of the entire franchise once they're done with the franchise. In the meantime, I'm happy with my standard editions for now. So let's get out of that here and take a look at the other Steelbooks, though. They do look kind of cool. Let's see here. Yeah, so there's the Steelbook that you would get on Amazon. I don't even know if these are still available or if they all sold out or not. I haven't really looked into it. So, and the art's cool on that, but I actually like the artwork on the other Steelbook more. And this is the Walmart exclusive right here. Look how badass that looks. That's awesome. That's, to me, way better than the other Steelbook. I love the art on that. So yeah, very cool. So, and I hear this is a really good movie. I hear it's not just some typical girl boss Mary Sue movie, that it's actually, that this actually has some substance to it. And it's actually a lot more realistic than your average girl boss type movie. Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to seeing it, and apparently John Wick does appear. Keanu Reeves does appear in this one. I did not see this in the theaters when it came out, if you couldn't tell that. So I just decided to wait for the 4K release. So it will be my first time viewing the film, but I am looking forward to checking that one out. Let's see what else we have here. Jurassic World Rebirth, that's not really my kind of thing. I did not care about the latest Jurassic World movie. I mean, I still haven't even seen Jurassic World Dominion, and I own it on 4K, and I still haven't watched my copy. So yeah, I just kind of lost interest in the Jurassic Park stuff, Jurassic World stuff, after the first 2 or 3 films. I mean, the first Chris Pratt one was pretty decent, but even then, I like the classics. I like really the first 2 or 3 Jurassic Park movies, and then after that, I don't really care that much about the others. So yeah, Rebirth, not really my cup of tea. Let's see what else here. Of course, there's some other crap here that I really don't care about. I'm sorry, it's not crap. For those of you who like it, but Kung Fu Panda, yeah, I don't care about that. Ilio, fuck that. Yeah, and you're not going to hear me talking about something like The Coal Miner's Daughter on this channel, right? And nothing against The Coal Miner's Daughter, it's just not really my cup of tea, and not really the kind of thing I focus on, or the type of movie I would focus on this channel. Looks like we've got some other horror movies for the week of September 9th. A newer one, Clown in a Cornfield. Honestly, I don't know anything about that. I have not been keeping up on that many later horror releases or contemporary horror films, unless it's a really big one, like Sinners or Weapons. Those are, I'm aware of those, but I've not been keeping up on the modern horror output these days. I like horror from the 70s and 80s. That's my jam. That's my favorite era for horror, and that's where I spend most of my time when I'm watching horror movies. So I've never seen Ouija. I don't know anything about it, if it's any good or not. Arbor Day, I don't know anything about it. You guys can let me know if you have any insight into either of these. And then, of course, we do have a new Jurassic World 7-movie collection. Some of you might be interested in that and picking up the whole shebang all at once. And so that is available for you if you want that. Moving on to September 16th here. Criterion is putting out This Is Spinal Tap, and that that's kind of a classic. I mean, well, it is a classic, but musicians really love this one. This is one I used to watch all the time when I was younger. Great film. I'm sorry, my internet is the ads are fucking with me here. Let me get out of this crap. All right. But anyway, yeah, Spinal Tap. Eventually, I will add this to my collection. It's not something I pre-ordered. It's not something I need like right now. I'll wait for a Criterion sale someday and eventually add it to the collection. I will pick it up at some point. But yeah, it's a funny movie, but it's not the kind of movie I can watch that often these days. It was more when I was younger. I liked it a bit more, and I still like it. I just, I'm not that into comedies that much these days. So I just don't watch a whole lot of them. But I know there's a lot of fans of that one out there, so I figured you guys would want to hear about it. Okay, we got some Tron news here. Coming out on September 16th, it looks like we're getting both Tron and Tron Legacy, or Tron Legacy and Tron here to follow my mouse. Let's take a look at these real quick here. I'm going to pop them up in their own windows and let's see what we got here. There's a Tron Legacy right there, Steelbook. And I think it might actually still be Steelbook only in the United States. Let's see if I can bring this up here. Hang on. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so there's the Tron Steelbook. There's something else. I made a post in my on the post tab on my channel. I posted this the other day from Dawn of the Discs. And he posted that there are going to be standard edition 4Ks for Tron and Tron Legacy. And I got pretty excited because I would much rather buy these particular titles in standard editions if I can. But the more I thought about it, and I posted about this, I was like, wow, I'm all excited about this. This is great news. And then the more I thought about it, I began to wonder if this is even going to be released in the US in standard edition. Right? Because if you look here, there's no digital copy included in these. And of course, over in the UK, they don't do digital copies, right? That's really something we do here in the US. So the fact that these are not including a digital copy makes me believe these might be only available in the UK. These standard editions will only be available in the UK. And so I'm a little bit, I would prefer to have a standard edition here in the US as well. But I think we might just be getting, let me get back to my main page here. I think we might just be getting the Steelbooks, which sucks because, these Steelbooks, they're going to be very limited and they're going to sell out very quickly. And, this is supposed to be released in like 2 weeks and we don't even have pre-order links up for them yet. In fact, go to Tron here again. Let's see. Yeah, right here. Yeah, it says pre-order pending, check back for updates. So they don't have that stuff yet. Same thing here on Tron Legacy, pre-order pending, check back for updates. So yeah, that's, I'm sorry about the ads, guys. I know they're driving me nuts too. Let me get out of this and get back to my main page. All right. So yeah, Tron and Tron Legacy coming to 4K, but it looks like, they're going to be Steelbook only here in the US. And the reason I say that is because usually Blu-ray.com will, if there's going to be both standard editions and Steelbooks here in the US, usually Blu-ray.com will list both, like they did up here with Ballerina. They got the standard edition here and then 2 different Steelbook versions here. They're not doing that here with Tron. They've only got the Steelbooks listed. So I will post on my, my community post tab. I will, as soon as those go live, the pre-order links for those, I will post those links so you guys can jump on them as soon as I notice they're live. But I would recommend moving fast on these as soon as they go live because they will sell out quickly, probably within a few days. If I had to guess, right? So yeah, but Tron and Tron Legacy, they're coming out. That's a really big one, and I am excited about it. Let's talk about Kroll here for a second. I saw this movie once when I was young, when it first came out, and I don't really even remember anything about it. It's not really my cup of tea, but I know that, I should say, it doesn't really look like my cup of tea. I don't have a whole lot of interest in revisiting this one, but I figured some of you might be interested in it. It's a Sony Steelbook, so it's another one of those ones that you'll want to jump on and order before they run out. Although I don't know what the demand's like for this movie. For Kroll, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to sell out quickly or if the Steelbook's going to be in stock for a long time. The demand on this particular movie might not be quite as high. So, but that is coming out next week. So check it out if that's something you're interested in. All right, and see what else we got here. Oh, the Halloween movies. It looks like the first 3 Halloween movies are all going to be coming out on Steelbook. And this week, or like a reissued on Steelbook, 4K Steelbook. So we've got the first Halloween right here, and you've got the second Halloween movie right here. And so, yeah, and I think the third one is on a different week that it's coming out. I think we're going to get to that. So yeah, if you don't own the first 2 Halloween movies yet, or the first 3 Halloween movies, you can get new 4K Steelbooks of them here. So yeah, check that out if it's something you're interested in. Also, I talked about this recently in a review I did for the movie Daybreakers, but Daybreakers is being reissued on 4K. This is a Lionsgate Steelbook with the the plastic printed slip covers that are always really nice. I talked a little bit about this in my review of Daybreakers. My review was of the recent Umbrella Chunky Box release. Same restoration, but just completely different packaging and artwork. But that is also coming out next week, and I think you can only get that through lionsgatelimited.com. I don't think you can buy this. Yeah, it's right. It says it right there. It's an exclusive Steelbook. So you have to go to lionsgatelimited.com to buy this one. Let's scroll down a little bit more here. Okay, there's that Terminator 2 film 4K release. My advice, skip that one. Ignore that crap. We have not gotten the new 4K transfer and restoration of Terminator 2 yet, and I'm not convinced that it's in this set. Otherwise, there would have been a big bunch of fanfare about this if this were the new revised T2 transfer. For those of you who don't know, the Terminator 2 4K is widely considered to be one of the worst 4Ks on the market. Studio Canal kind of screwed up. They used the wrong master for it, and it's kind of a mess. So, and I think that's probably what's included in this 2 film set here. So, yeah, I would pass on this. I think we're probably going to get a much better release of Terminator 2 later on down the line. I think Cameron is working on that. So yeah, my advice would be to pass on this one for now. All right, a quick technical note here. I actually put this video together over the course of a couple days. I ran into some technical issues when I was making this video, and I shot a whole bunch of footage that got all screwed up and couldn't be used. So I had to kind of redo the whole thing, or a good chunk of this video. And I think at least part of the reason for the technical issues was getting hammered with a ton of ads from Blu-ray.com, especially when you have multiple Blu-ray.com windows open, and each of those windows, it's got ads popping up and everything. And I think it just got to be a bit too much, and it caused my video to freeze up and all kinds of other crap. So I finally came to my senses and pulled my head out of my ass and installed an ad blocker on my web browser. So it should be a lot smoother experience from here on out whenever I do this type of thing. And my apologies for the ads thus far. I appreciate your patience with me as I get all this stuff figured out. All right, so let's get back into it here and see what we have for the week of September 23rd. And the first title that I want to point out from this week, and probably one of the bigger ones from this week, is Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead, directed by the legendary Tom Savini and co-written by George Romero himself. And this, I believe, is completely sold out. The Steelbook is pretty much sold out everywhere, from what I understand. This is another one of those deals that, it's a Sony limited edition Steelbook. So, once they're gone kind of deal, right? I mean, it's possible they may do a limited edition reprint of this one at some point, because this went pretty quickly, I believe. I think people snagged these up quickly because I'm bring that back up. As you can see here, it looks like what we're getting is an uncensored version of the film for the first time ever. Now, I don't know what exactly that entails, but this is the first time we're ever getting it. So I'm definitely, that was one of the main reasons I pulled the trigger on this. And I did pre-order this. I did manage to get a copy. I mean, as soon as I saw it come up, I pre-ordered it right away because I assumed this title was going to be a pretty popular title here. So Night of the Living Dead, I don't know. You'll probably be able to find it on eBay for an arm and a leg. I don't know if they're going to put more in stock or do another run or what, but I believe they're all sold out as of right now. But that is coming out on the week of September 23rd here. And then next up, we got Superman, James Gunn's Superman, coming out in both a steelbook and a standard edition here. Let's take a look here. Take a quick look at the steelbook art there. I did pre-order a copy of this. I believe these are out of stock now, but they say temporarily out of stock. So it's entirely possible that they may get some more back in at some point. But this was another pretty popular item. Limited steelbooks usually are popular items. And I love the art on this. So, I was looking forward to checking this out. This is a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought James Gunn did a pretty good job, and I'm not even really the biggest James Gunn fan. I didn't really like Guardians of the Galaxy that much. I mean, it was okay. There was nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't really, my cup of tea that much. But I did like what he did with Superman, and of course, I'm a big Superman fan. So maybe I was set up to be a little bit more forgiving from the beginning, right? Just being a bigger Superman fan than I am of something like Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I've always been partial to DC. I'm just more of a DC guy in general. All right, but there is a standard edition of Superman for those who did not get the steelbook. So that will be coming out that week as well, and should be pretty exciting. What else we got here? Oh, look at that. The Sound of Music is getting a 4K release, it looks like. Now, that's not normally the type of film I would cover on the channel, but there it is. And again, I did include the same link here to this page, this specific link. You can check it out. It's in the description below, so you can bring that up at home and check out the Amazon links and whatever to see if any of these items are still available, especially the ones that I'm saying are limited steelbooks and may not be available. But that is a pretty big deal that we're getting the Sound of Music on 4K. That's quite the classic there. In fact, this was just updated. I think this was just announced today because it wasn't there, yesterday when I was recording this video. The Sound of Music listing wasn't even there. So that's cool. All right, what else we got here? I don't really cover a whole lot of newer movies on this channel, but 28 years later, if we got any fans of this particular franchise, this is coming to 4K, and it looks like there's a standard edition here, and then we're also getting the steelbook here. So for those of you who are interested in 28 years later, that's coming to 4K. What else we got here? Again, I don't really cover series or newer stuff. The Last of Us, I mean, yeah, I hear it's a good show, but it's not for me. I'm not really interested in that. And plus it's got Pedro Pascal. I mean, fuck that dude. So, all right. Megan 2.0. Any Megan fans here? Again, another newer movie. I don't really cover this stuff. But there might be some fans of the first Megan who might be interested in this one. I didn't really care about either, but we are getting a 4K standard edition and a 4K steelbook here. And then the other big thing for that week are the James Bond movies. The Sean Connery James Bond movies are being released as standalone 4K editions. A few months back, they released a collection of all the Connery movies in like one set on 4K. Now they're releasing each of these as standalone releases. So if you don't want all the Sean Connery Bond movies in 4K, maybe you only want Goldfinger and Thunderball, for example, then you can just buy those two individually. I think I'm going to probably just get the whole Sean Connery set at some point, wait for like a Black Friday sale or something. But we got Goldfinger here, got Dr. No. Probably not the most exciting artwork. I know some people were kind of complaining about that, saying they weren't crazy about this. And I understand that, but at least we're getting a standalone 4K release for each of these films on 4K. And then see what else? Animated stuff? No, not my thing. Ghost Killer, I don't know anything about that. Beetlejuice, for people who are fans of the first Beetlejuice and this sequel. Well, the sequel's coming to 4K, although something I wasn't really interested in, but just for those of you who are, there you go. Okay, and moving on to the week of September 30th here, the Wes Anderson archive. Honestly, I don't really know a whole lot about Wes Anderson, so I'm not going to say anything about this. But, I don't know if there's any Wes Anderson fans out there. You might be interested in this. Dante's Peak, that's still not coming out yet. That they keep having this pop up on Blu-ray.com and tagged with a specific release date, but then you go and click on it and it says unavailable, and you can't even pre-order it. So they still haven't gotten that sorted out yet. I don't think Dante's Peak is actually coming out on September 30th because we have no way to pre-order it as of right now. But I'm sure it'll be coming eventually. But they just keep pushing the date back and pushing it back and pushing it back, and we still haven't gotten it, and I don't think we're getting it here. So I would just disregard this. All right, the big one for September 30th, the Nightmare on Elm Street 7-film collection here, which I did pre-order for myself, and this is what it looks like. I like the red 4K case. That's going to be pretty cool. I pre-ordered the standard edition. I didn't need this. I didn't need this franchise on Steelbook. I was fine with just the standard edition 4K. And honestly, I wasn't even originally going to get this. I mean, last year, I think it was last year when it came out, I bought the standalone original classic, right? Nightmare on Elm Street. I bought that first film on 4K last year, and I wasn't even sure at the time if I really wanted all of the films in 4K. My thinking at the time was if they're going to release these films in standalone editions, maybe I'll just pick up Dream Warriors after this and call it good. But then when this thing came out and was announced, I was like, you know what? It's only like $99.95. That's a pretty damn good price for 7 movies on 4K. And I was like, I should just go ahead and pull the trigger on this, just get it all knocked out in one shot here. And so that's what I did. So I'm going to be getting the standard edition 4K, and I expect I'll be doing some kind of review of it on the channel at some point in October. I'm not sure exactly when, but it'll probably take me a little bit of time to get through those titles. But I expect I'll be doing a review of this at some point. And then there is the Steelbook edition, which I believe is sold out. Let's see what the overview. Oh yeah, look at that. Looks pretty cool. But it's taking up my whole thing because I got it zoomed up. So I'm just going to get out of there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Yeah, that image was too big. All right. So, but anyway, I believe the Steelbook sets are all sold out now. They might get some more back in. So who knows? That's always possible. But especially it's Warner Brothers, so they seem a little bit more amenable to that kind of thing, of restocking certain things that are really popular, especially if they're Steelbooks. So you may still have a shot at getting that at some point, but for now, I believe it's just the standard edition that's available for pre-order. But that will be a big one that week. All right, let's see what else we got here. Not familiar with Isle of Dogs. I don't know what that is. Creepshow 2 is coming to 4K. This isn't one that I pre-ordered. I didn't really need this one on 4K. Arrow Video is releasing it on 4K, and of course they always do a great job with their titles. I didn't buy the first Creepshow on 4K either. I have them on Blu-ray. I think I'm good with my Blu-rays. I have the Arrow Blu-ray of Creepshow 2 here, and I think I'm fine with that. I like the films, but they're not the kind of films I'm going to rewatch all that often. And I just didn't really need them on 4K, so I passed on that. But I know we've got probably quite a few Creepshow fans out there who might be interested in that one. All right, let's see what else here. Is there anything else here I'm interested in for this week? September 30th. There is American Pie. Those of you who are fans of American Pie, I don't usually cover comedies on this channel, but that's a pretty funny one. And it looks like you can get either the standard edition here or a Steelbook there. So, So you can certainly check that out if that's one you're interested in. What about the Gator Bait movies? I've never seen them. I don't know anything about them. But, let me know if these are something I should be looking at. Let me know in the comments. Let's see what else we got here that I would be interested in. Oh, the Airport movies are coming out from Kino Lorber. Looks like Airport right there. Airport 77, Airport 75, and then the Concorde Airport 79. So any big Airport fans out there, I'm not going to get these on 4K. I'll probably just buy like a Blu-ray. I don't know that I need these on 4K. I'll probably buy, I know there's like a Blu-ray set that has them all in one collection. And so I'll probably buy that at some point. But I don't really see the need for the 4K. But it looks like that wraps it up for the week of September 30th. By the way, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, do me a favor and please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do, don't forget to activate that notification bell as well so you can be alerted whenever I'm posting videos that you might dig. Also, don't forget to like the video and maybe even leave a comment as well. The YouTube algorithm, it really likes it when you do that, and it helps with the channel's visibility. Thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. So let's go back up to the top here and move on to October here. And oops, let's see what we got here. All right, let's take a look at October here, and specifically the week of October 7th. And first up for that week, it looks like we've got a couple fantasy titles coming out. I'm not a big fantasy guy, so I didn't pre-order these, but we do have the Dark Crystal coming out for those of you who are interested in that. And it looks like a steelbook, and that might be another one of those Sony deals. No, it's Shout Factory. Shout Factory releasing that. I didn't realize that. Just shows you how familiar I am with this movie and what its current situation is. And then, of course, Labyrinth. I've never seen either Labyrinth or the Dark Crystal, so I'm, not much to really say about them, but they are coming out the week of October 7th. We got Rocky Horror Picture Show coming out. That's another one I've never seen. Believe it or not, I've never seen this. I know it's a cult classic. But yeah, just never got around to it. And, I don't know. It's, I'm not a big musical guy either. There's a lot of stuff I'm not into. I've got, my tastes are pretty particular, and I'll be the first to admit it. At Silverado, Western here, Kevin Costner. That is Kevin Costner, right? This is one some of you might be interested in. This is another one of these Sony limited steelbook deals. Let's take a look at it. The artwork's pretty cool. I have to admit that. I mean, if I were a fan of this movie, if this was a movie I was interested in, then I would probably pick it up and be pretty excited about the artwork. But this isn't one I really care about. Again, it's a Western. I'm not really a big Western guy. This one just never caught my attention, and I don't think I've ever seen it. It's possible I may have seen some scenes from it at one point when it first came out, but I don't really remember ever having seen it. But I figured some of you might be interested in this, so I thought I'd mention it. So yeah, Silverado. A little David Lynch action here. Twin Peaks coming up here. Criterion is putting that one out, and looks like it's got another film or something. Includes the missing pieces from 2014 on Blu-ray disc. So, and Criterion's known for doing that. Sometimes they'll include a whole extra film or short film as a bonus feature in their releases. So that one's going to be coming out first week of October. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, now we're getting into the ones I actually do care about. First off, Spawn. Now, I've never seen this movie. This is coming out from Arrow Video. I'm intrigued, though. This one caught my interest. When I heard it was coming out, it definitely caught my interest. I'm like, I'd like to see it. So this is probably, this is going to be a blind buy for me. I will pick this up at some point. I'm not going to, I don't know that I'll pre-order it. I mean, I might. I don't know if I'll buy it on day one. I might, wait a little longer, wait until it's been out a month or two before I get around to picking it up. But I do plan to pick this up at some point because it looks like it might be a good one that I might like. All right, this is a big one for me. End of Days here. Yeah, this one I'm pretty excited about. Anytime we get Arnold on 4K, I'm definitely going to be all in on that. Well, I should say Arnold action. I don't know if I'm the biggest Arnold comedy guy, his more comedic stuff, but Arnold action films, yeah, I got to have them all on 4K for sure. So that's exciting that we're getting End of Days. definitely looking forward to that. We're also getting The Quick and the Dead, another Western here I've never seen, but I'm mentioning it because I figure some of you might be interested. And it's another Sony release. Looks like another one of these limited steelbook deals here. And I've had a couple people recommend this movie to me. And of course, I'm a big Gene Hackman fan, but have never seen this one. Looks like you got Russell Crowe in this one. And of course, Sharon Stone and Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not a big Leonardo DiCaprio fan, though. That's a kind of a bummer. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm down with that, but whatever. I can stomach him in a supporting role if the rest of it's good. But I don't know if I'm going to get. Well, I'm not going to get this. I don't think anytime soon. Certainly not before the pre-order. If it comes out, if there's still copies around later on, or there's some kind of like limited edition reprint, if it happens to sell out, I may eventually check this movie out, but more than likely it would be something I would buy on Blu-ray. I'm not sure that I would feel the need to pick this up on 4K. I might just get it on Blu-ray just so I can see it. But if there are any fans out there of this one, yeah, I haven't looked to see if this is still available, but you might want to check it out. Of course, the Amazon links are right here. I'm not going to bring up any Amazon links right now, but yeah, you can check it out if you're so interested. Looks like we're getting Black Sunday on 4K, Mario Bava, and what is that? I'm assuming that's Scream Factory. Let's see what else we got here. Aeon Flux, the Charlize Theron movie. I didn't buy Black Sunday. I didn't pre-order Black Sunday. I'm just pointing out titles I think some of you might be interested in. I haven't pre-ordered this one either, Aeon Flux. I think I saw this movie once, and it was okay. It didn't like blow my mind or anything. It wasn't that memorable, but I seem to remember it being a fairly okay action flick. What I do remember of it. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that. That's not one I'm feeling like this strong need to add to my collection, but it could be the type of thing that I maybe eventually pick up down the line, for the hell of it, if it's on sale for a really good price or something. All right, let's keep moving down here. Yeah, I'm not going to cover everything here, guys. Again, if I skip over something that you think I definitely should be talking about, by all means, leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts on it below. But Dangerous Animals, don't know anything about that. Wow, that's a newer one. Screw that. Let's see. Scarface has got some kind of cool release coming here. It's a steelbook release, like a nice kind of collectible edition here. Let's take a look here. Wow, look at the artwork on that. I think that looks really cool. That's pretty, it's a classy looking steelbook, kind of elegant. I like that kind of maroon velvety look to it that it has. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at the overview. This might be huge, and there we go. All right, so this is what you get. You get a nice big giant box set here. This is like $75, right? So it's a collectible, but I like that steelbook a lot. I think that steelbook's awesome. I'm not getting this. I'm happy with my standard edition 4K with the slipcover. I don't really need another edition of this, but if I wanted to double dip, this might be something I'd consider doing it for, just because I love the artwork on the steelbook, both inside and out. So yeah, cool stuff. Scarface being reissued on 4K from Universal. And let's see what else here. Man from U.N.C.L.E. 4K. Child's Play is getting another like standalone steelbook release. Not a big Child's Play fan. I don't like doll horror movies for the most part, except for the movie Dolls. The Stuart Gordon movie, I love dolls, but usually I'm not into the whole, some doll comes alive kind of thing. Dark Water, not familiar with it, but if that's one I should be looking at, let me know. And it looks like Return of the Living Dead is getting a 4K release from Arrow. Yeah, look at that. Return of the Living Dead, and it includes More Brains, a Return to the Living Dead documentary, which is cool. I've never seen this. I've heard so many people talk about this one and talk about what a fun one this is. I'm not into like horror comedy as much, and I think that's why I've kind of avoided it. But I should think about picking this up one of these days for my my zombie collection. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people love this one, and I've never seen it. It didn't sound like it would be my cup of tea as much, but yeah, I don't know. I love the artwork on that. The artwork looks really cool, I have to admit. I do like that artwork, and I'm always a sucker for a good documentary, especially if it's like a feature-length documentary. So for those of you interested in that one, there it is from Arrow Video. And that's coming out October 13th. But moving on to the week of October 14th, where we got the rest of our releases here. We have Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning coming. That's one of the rare newer movies that I do care about. I mean, that's not. I shouldn't say that. That's not fair. I mean, there are new movies I like. I'm not someone who hates all new movies. There's a bunch of newer, more contemporary films that I do enjoy. I just tend to be more preferential to older catalog films. But I like the Mission Impossible movies. I still haven't even watched Dead Reckoning yet. So, yeah, I mean, I have it. I bought it, but I've never gotten around to checking out Dead Reckoning yet. So I got to watch that. And then I do plan to pick this one up as well. In fact, I think I have this pre-ordered. I can't remember now if I have this pre-ordered. I'm pretty sure I do. I just went with the standard edition 4K there. I'm fine with the standard edition for all the Mission Impossible movies, but there is a steelbook here. Let's take a quick look at it. I don't know. That doesn't really do a whole lot for me. That looks pretty plain. Yeah, I definitely prefer the standard edition over the steelbook. All right, and then the Bone Collector here, a little Denzel Washington action. You know, I'm a big fan of Denzel, and I think I saw this movie just once, and I remember liking it. It was a pretty decent movie, a good, I think it was a crime drama, kind of mystery type thing. Yeah, I seem to remember liking this movie, but I've only seen it once, and, you know, I don't remember the whole thing that well, you know. So I haven't pre-ordered this yet, but I do expect that I will probably pick this up at some point. Just, you know, for my Denzel collection, because I'm such a big Denzel fan. So yeah, the Bone Collector is coming out that week. All right, let's see what else we got here. The Devil's Rejects 4K Steelbook coming out here. I'm not going to spend time on that. I don't personally care for that one. I'm not interested. Asylum 4K, I'm not familiar with that. There are some new Back to the Future reissues that are coming out, so I would encourage you to check these out. There's, I think there's like a new Steelbook box set, and then there's a new updated trilogy. So you might want to check that out. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because these are reissues, and I'm happy with my Back to the Future set that I have. My 4K set's fine. I don't really need to double dip for this one or buy it again. Although it is worth pointing out, I should at least show you this cool like deluxe set here. Let's see what the image shows us here. All right, so that you get all this stuff with it. So it's a cool little steelbook's like the inside of the control panel of the car, of the DeLorean. You got your flux capacitor there. It's got some knickknacks with it. So if that's something you're into, there you go. That's something you can definitely get. What is the price on that? Oh, it's not even available to pre-order yet, apparently. But yeah, multiple Back to the Future trilogy stuff coming out. Let's see what else we got here. Halloween 3, new steelbook from Shout Factory, from Scream Factory. Check out that design. That's kind of cool. The little television screen look to it. I love Halloween 3. I'm a huge fan. I don't need this one because I already have the nice rigid slipcase edition that Scream Factory released a few years ago. I got all the Halloween movies in that nice slipcase, those nice slipcase editions. So I don't need a steelbook for this one. But if you're just starting out with your Halloween collections and you want to get Halloween 1 and 2, which came out, which I previously talked about, coming out in September, and then also get Halloween 3, you know, there you go. It's a good way to get a cool collectible edition for those first 3 films if you're new to collecting. Or if you're just a really big fan and you want to double dip and get the steelbooks too. Looks like we're also getting a new steelbook here for Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, which not something I really care about. All right, let's move on to October 21st, the week of October 21st now. And first up for that week, it looks like we're getting History of Violence on 4K, a little David Cronenberg action there. That's one I just bought on Blu-ray like a year ago. And now I don't know if I really want to upgrade it to 4K. It's Criterion International Cut. I don't know. I'm not sure what the international cut is. Is that the cut I've seen? I'm not sure, but it's coming to 4K for those of you who are interested in it. I'm not pre-ordering it now, but I may pick it up on like a Criterion half off sale at some point or something like that. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, the Saw movies, Saw 2, 3, and 4 are coming to 4K. So you got Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, all coming to 4K. So for those of you who are Saw fans, I'm not a big Saw fan. I mean, I think I've seen the first 3 movies, but, and you know, they're not bad. I didn't like totally dislike them. I mean, they were somewhat entertaining, but they're just a bit much for me. You know, I'm not into the torture stuff as much. You know, that's not that subgenre of horror. It doesn't really do a whole lot for me. So, you know, yeah, I'm not a huge Saw fan, but I'll admit, I mean, I did get some entertainment value out of the first few Saw movies that I saw. So anyway, Rampage right here. This is one that I definitely pre-ordered this. This is one I've been waiting on for a while. This is a Kino Lorber release, William Friedkin film starring Michael Biehn. You know, yeah, I'm a big Michael Biehn fan, and that's why I pre-ordered it, because he's got a sizable role in this film. And I've been collecting Michael Biehn movies wherever possible, so I definitely wanted to get this one. So you can pre-order that. You know, they've been talking about this movie coming out on 4K for like almost 2 years now. They announced this quite some time ago. Kino Lorber is coming soon, and it's been at least a year and a half, maybe even close to 2 years between the time they initially announced this and now we're finally getting it released on 4K. But I am definitely looking forward to that one on 4K. And then another one from that week that I haven't pre-ordered yet, but I might pick it up at some point. It's an Oliver Stone film that I actually saw this in the theater, Savages. I haven't decided. I'm kind of on the fence on this one. I haven't decided if I want to own this or not. But there is a certain curiosity to see how it looks on 4K because, you know, the film was mildly entertaining. And when I saw it in the theaters, it's Oliver Stone. That dude's kind of a trip. I mean, he's a crazy director. He does all kinds of crazy shit. So, his films are always at least somewhat interesting. And I can imagine this might actually look pretty good on 4K. So I don't know. I'm on the fence with Savages here, but I may or may not pick it up at some point down the line. It won't be something that I buy on day one for sure. I'm not going to pre-order it, but I may eventually pick it up at some point. All right. So that's it for the week of October 21st. All right, let's move on to October 28th here. I did pick up, or I pre-ordered In the Mouth of Madness. We're getting a chunky box from Arrow. I'm a big fan of the chunk, of course, and I'm a big John Carpenter fan. I wasn't sure at first if I was going to upgrade this one to 4K, but it's Sam Neill, it's John Carpenter. I got to do it, and it's a chunky box from Arrow. So, I pre-ordered this one for sure. Looking forward to checking it out in 4K. Let's see what else we got here. We got Ms. 45 coming out from Arrow. I actually don't know anything about this movie. Is this something I should be checking out? Those of you who are familiar with it, is this something that you think I would like? I'll have to look into it a little bit more. Shin Godzilla, I didn't really care for that one myself, but it's coming out on a Steelbook and a standard edition 4K. But this next one I am looking forward to here, Death Wish 3. Definitely looking forward to that. I did pre-order this one, and this is one I've been waiting for. You know, I was excited that I had 1 and 2 in 4K, but I was like, man, Death Wish 3, that's my favorite Death Wish movie of them all. And this is the one I wanted on 4K probably the most. So now we're finally getting it from Kino Lorber there. So yeah, I'm glad we're finally getting it. That'll be a nice addition to my Bronson collection and my Death Wish collection. Let's see what else we got here. Trick or Treat is getting a Steelbook reissue. I already have the Arrow standard edition, or I should say their limited edition non-steelbook with the slipcover. I have that edition. I don't need to double dip for this one. But if you haven't picked this movie up yet, It's a great movie. It's a great horror anthology. It's one of the better horror anthologies out there, and the 4K looks great. So if you don't have this in your collection, you might want to jump on that Steelbook or consider jumping on that Steelbook. I'm sure the Steelbook's going to look really cool. I like the cover art there. All right, and I guess that's about all I really wanted to mention for the week of October 28th. So let's go ahead and move up to the top here and go to November next and see what we have going down in November. Now, it's possible we could be getting some more releases in November beyond just what is listed here, especially as it relates to Disney-owned titles that are being released by Sony, like 20th Century Fox movies or Touchstone Pictures movies. I've noticed that those titles, they seem to have a shorter lead time. The Disney-owned movies tend to, you only know about them that they're coming out like maybe a month in advance, maybe 6 weeks tops. But I mean, think about Tron. Tron's a Disney movie, right? They're only giving us like 2 weeks lead time between the time it's announced and the actual release date. Now, usually it's a little bit longer than a couple weeks. Usually it's like at least a month, maybe 6 weeks. But yeah, you should expect shorter lead times for Sony titles that are Disney-owned movies, right? Sony is now distributing most of or all of Disney's physical media. So anything that's owned by Disney, you should expect a shorter lead time and expect to have to kind of jump on rather quickly, especially with these limited Steelbook only releases. But I wanted to point that out because there could be more releases coming for November beyond what's just listed here as of today, as of this recording. All right, let's get back into it here. So yeah, there's a few things here I'm pretty interested in. In fact, start here. Criterion is putting out The Breakfast Club on 4K. I think I'm good with my John Hughes collection Blu-ray set. I don't know that I really need this on 4K. I did buy Weird Science on 4K as far as John Hughes movies goes, because that's like my favorite. But I've got all the other John Hughes movies on Blu-ray, and I just don't know if I really need something like this on 4K. I don't know. I might, it's a Criterion title, so if they have a half-off sale, I may pick it up at some point down the line, but it's not something I need right now. However, what I do need right now, I'm going to skip Hardboiled for a sec. I'll come back to that. I got to tell you about Outland. Outland is a big one for me. I was so excited when I found out that Arrow was going to be releasing this. First of all, it's really cool that it's getting released on 4K. This was like one of my big wish list items, right, for 4K. This is one of the top titles I wanted to see get a 4K release, and it's happening. And so I'm very excited about this. I don't know how I feel about that artwork, the newly commissioned artwork, but I'm sure they'll have the original artwork as a reversible insert inside. So I'm not too concerned about that. It's not terrible. It's just not my favorite. It wasn't exactly what I expected to see for this type of movie, but who knows? Maybe in hand it looks really cool, given how colorful it is and whatnot. So maybe once you get it in hand, it's a really cool slipcover. And it's not a chunky box. It does appear it's a limited edition, but it's going to be, it appears it's going to be a slip-covered edition, not a chunky box. And that's fine. I'm just so grateful that we're actually getting this on 4K. Super excited about this. So this is all for the week of November 4th here. What else? Now, this just got announced, and I jumped on it and pre-ordered it. Hard-boiled, little John Woo action here. We have been waiting for these John Woo films, these old John Woo films, to kind of get reissued for a long time. I think a lot of them are kind of hard to find on even Blu-ray. So we're getting 4Ks of this, and I'm super excited about this. I pre-ordered it right away. Definitely looking forward to Hard-boiled. We're getting a couple 4K reissues on Steelbook from Scream Factory. We got John Carpenter's Vampires here and The Howling. I'll bring them both up separately here. We got Vampires here. Let's take a look at the steel. I might get that. I didn't. This has a standard edition 4K release. I have not picked up the standard edition 4K. I have it on Blu-ray, and I was on the fence about whether or not I wanted to upgrade this one. But the more I think about it, not only am I a big John Carpenter fan, but I'm such a big James Woods fan as well that I think I might actually want to get this on 4K after all. And given how great the Scream Factory and Shout Factory Steelbooks have been looking, they look amazing. I mean, when you get them in hand, they usually kind of sparkle and kind of glisten, and the artwork usually looks really good in hand. With these Shout and Scream Factory Steelbooks. So now, my Point Break Steelbook was awesome. Of course, my other John Carpenter steels, I've got They Live and The Fog. Yeah, every Steelbook I picked up from Scream Factory, they've always been really nice looking Steelbooks, nicer than average looking Steelbooks for sure. All right, let's get out of here and take a look at the other one. Okay, we got The Howling here. Now, this one, I have the standard edition 4K. I'm not going to double dip for this Steelbook. I don't need to. But if you don't own the movie yet and you want something really cool like a Steelbook for this movie on 4K, I love this movie on 4K. So I definitely recommend picking up the movie on 4K in some form. And if you don't own it yet, then who knows? You might want this Steelbook. It's a chance to get a collectible edition. Get in at the ground floor, as they say, right? All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's move on to the week of November 11th. Looks like Reanimator from Ignite Films is getting a standard edition release for those who are interested in that. Now, I thought they weren't going to start selling standard editions at other places throughout all of 2025, but I guess they decided to go ahead and do that after all. Of course, I have the big box set edition here. Bumping my mic here. This bad boy here, which I did a review on, a full review of on the channel, and but it's a pricey edition, right? It was like $80, I think, for this. It's not cheap. So if you want to get this killer restoration, which is on track to be one of the best 4K restorations of the year. If you'd like to get this restoration in your collection, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg for a fancy chunky box. You can get a standard edition 4K here. So that is going to be an option that is available to you for those of you who are interested in that option. Check it out. Reanimator coming to 4K standard edition from Ignite Films. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about The Mask briefly here. All right, so The Mask is coming to 4K, and this one's a trip for me. This one, I've never been a big fan of Jim Carrey. I've never been a fan of him at all, right? I didn't really care for Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I just never really liked him, right? So I had never seen this film, but a lot of people talk about it, and I just found out the other day that this was directed by Chuck Russell, and I do actually like Chuck Russell. I love The Blob. I love Eraser. So now I'm wondering, is this one that I need to be checking out? I mean, do you think that maybe I'd be able to stomach Jim Carrey because the rest of the film's just really good? I don't know. I might be able to stomach Jim Carrey. So, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to blind buy this one. So maybe I'll just have to watch it first on streaming and see if I even like it before I pick it up. But I know this is one that a lot of people like. So yeah, The Mask is coming to 4K. Looks like Renfield's getting a 4K Steelbook here, which actually looks pretty cool. I already have this on a great 4K Steelbook from Turbine Media. So this is not one that I'm in need of, but I do like the art. Art looks pretty vibrant and punchy there. I like that. So if any Renfield fans out there, good movie. Yeah, check it out. And I think that's about it for that week of the films that I'm familiar with and interested in. All right, let's move on. See what else we got here. The week of November 18th. And a little more John Woo action here. We've got A Better Tomorrow, trilogy? Yes, and I did already pre-order this. I jumped on this. I've been waiting for these early John Woo films to come to 4K. So this is a day one purchase for me. I was definitely interested in these for sure. So yeah, that we finally got that announced. Better Tomorrow trilogy coming to 4K. From Shout Factory. So check that out if you're interested in that. There's the pre-order link right there. Again, I have the specific link that I'm using to go through all of these. You can go through and check them all out yourself and access the Amazon pre-orders and all that. So feel free to check that link out in the description below. All right, and then we got Red Planet here, which I also pre-ordered. This one I'm looking forward to. Now, this was a weird one. This one I never expected to get any kind of 4K release at all. I totally never expected this to get a 4K release. In fact, I bought it whenever it was, about a year and a half ago, assuming that it probably wouldn't ever get a 4K release. And then, a year and a half later or whatever, here we are with Arrow Video, no less, giving it the royal treatment, or at least semi-royal treatment. It's not a chunky box, but it'll just be a slipcover. But still, I tend to think of Arrow releases as a little bit fancier and more of a royal treatment in general, regardless of whether they're a chunky box or a slipcovered edition. Now, I fully expect that the CGI on this film is not going to look that great. It's probably going to look pretty damn cartoonish just due to the age of the film. I mean, year 2000, we weren't quite there yet with CGI. So, I mean, we started to be able to do some stuff, but it's still, a lot of it probably is still going to look fairly cartoonish compared to today's standards. Moving on to November 25th, and this is the last week that we're going to talk. Well, I might pop over to December, see if there's anything there yet. Is there anything here that I really care about? I don't believe there is. Interestingly enough, though, Shout Factory is releasing Beastmaster. Now, why the fuck would they release this? Why would they even want to release this after that killer Vinegar Syndrome release a few years ago? I mean, is anybody really going to double dip for this one who has a nice collectible VSU Chunky Box edition from Vinegar Syndrome? I don't think so. I mean, I don't even have the Chunky Box edition from Vinegar Syndrome. I just have their slip-covered edition of Beastmaster, and even I'm good with that. I couldn't imagine double dipping for this film, especially for no offense, Shout, but a flimsy Shout Factory slipcover. So I found this a little bit perplexing. I'm surprised they would even want to release this one. I just wonder how well it's going to sell for them. Who knows? Maybe they'll sell some. But yeah, that just surprised me. I mean, after Vinegar Syndrome's release here in the U.S., I mean, I wouldn't want to be the company that's releasing it or re-releasing it on 4K just a few years later. That would kind of suck. But I guess they just decided to go with it. So I wish them all the best with that release here. I did forget about Eyes Wide Shut. We should take a look at that real quick. A little Stanley Kubrick action here, which, I mean, I'm not going to buy this. It's Criterion, by the way, but it's Stanley Kubrick. So for any Kubrick fans out there, I'm guessing you're probably going to want to get this one in your collection, get his final film on 4K. And I know that this is something that some people have been waiting for a while to finally get a 4K release. So, I mean, it's not one I need for my collection. I was always I didn't think it was that great of a film, to be honest. But I mean, it was okay. It was mildly entertaining, but it's just didn't really do that much for me overall. So I'll be passing on Eyes Wide Shut myself. All right, so let's cruise up here to, let's take a quick look at December just to see if we got anything notable coming out. Oh yeah, how could I forget? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy. Is that a trilogy? I am not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. I don't care about these movies at all. I remember when they came out, and honestly, I thought they were dumb at the time. I feel like these movies were kind of like after my time. Like the next generation after me was kind of getting into these, but this wasn't something that I feel like my generation really got into that much, unless I'm mistaken. And when I say my generation, what I mean is those of us who grew up in the 70s and 80s, as opposed to growing up in the 80s and 90s, right? There is a little bit of a difference there. But I wanted to at least mention it because I know there are some fans out here. So yeah, that is available. Arrow Video, that's nice that Arrow Video is doing it. Even though it's not my kind of thing, I'm happy that it's being released for people who are fans of it. I want as much physical media released as possible. And it looks like there's actually another variant there. There's a couple different versions. One might be the Arrow web store exclusive or something. Yeah, that's it. That one's the Arrow Video exclusive. So you can only buy this particular artwork variant from their website. And even though there's no image for this one yet, I guess I should probably mention it since it's right here. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. For those of you who are fans of that, we've got a 50th anniversary edition coming, Steelbook, 4K. So that's going to be coming at some point. I've never seen the film, and I've never really had a whole lot of interest in it. But I figure some of you who watch this channel might be interested in this one. So know that this one is coming to 4K as well. Okay, so that about wraps it up for my most anticipated upcoming 4K movies of the 2025 fall season. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know which titles you're looking forward to and which titles you're anticipating. I always enjoy chatting with you guys and learning from you guys and interacting with you guys, so make sure you leave me some feedback down below. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.